Well, growing up, I would try a lot of things, but I would try them fearfully. I would try them hesitantly, like dance class and tap, gymnastics, cheerleading. I would try all these different things, and I would eventually end up quitting. Piano lessons, even. I love music, have always loved music, have always known that I wanted to sing. And I would quit every single time I get into it. And my lessons would be going, and I'd be time for me to go to the next lesson, and I would feel this fear come over me, but I didn't know it was fear. It was like a physical sense of worry, tiredness, and almost a sickness, that I didn't want to go. I just didn't want to go. My mother would try her best to get me out of the house to go to my lesson, whatever lesson it might be. And I was just so fearful that all I could do was say, "No, Mom, I don't want to go. I just want to stay home. I don't want to go. I don't want to do anymore. I want to quit." And so that was the cycle over and over and over again, continuing on to cheerleading. The only thing I stuck with throughout my schooling was band and chorus. That was it. All the way through from elementary, middle school to junior high school, and high school, and even got a full scholarship in voice to college. Awesome, what an opportunity. But once again, as I got into my studies and going to my lessons every day, and when it came time to perform, to go to do these recitals, the fear struck again, and I got so afraid. I did them, even though I was fearful, and I did okay, but it became so much, and so I felt such an overwhelming sense of fear and being out of place that I couldn't keep going. I ended up quitting college, even with this full scholarship and this awesome opportunity that had been laid before me. Once I moved to Ohio, I found this church, actually. About a year after I moved here, a friend of mine invited me to come, and I almost didn't come. I decided to come, and when I came, it was a women's conference, and when she did the altar call, I was jumped out of my seat and was the first one to the front, and I was crying and didn't know I knew that I had accepted Christ, but I didn't know it was going to be like that. It was the most awesome feeling in the world. Pastor did Fearless was the name of the series. I think I listened to that first CD, I don't know how many times, but it got deep down in me, and it made me mad at the fear, because it's messing up my life. I didn't want to be afraid anymore. I wanted to take back my life. Those things that the enemy had stolen from me, I wanted them back. So that's when I began to get into the Word, and I began to find those scriptures that would help me, that would cut into the fear that was in my spirit. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. The righteous are as bold as lions. I was not given the spirit of fear, but a spirit of power, of love, and of a sound mind. No fear, no fear, no fear. That's exactly where I needed to be. In those scriptures, I took them, I just put them all over my mirror, and they cut through. Something began to happen. I began to become less afraid. I began to not be afraid of talking in front of people. I began to want to say, hey, I'm here. I don't need to be afraid anymore. I can do this. I can do this. I can pray in front of people too. He's my everything. God has taught me that I can trust Him. I don't have to control situations. So I can say now that I truly trust in God, and I truly can have confidence in Him and His strength. And I know that that's where my strength comes from, so that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.